Hello, Terry here, obviously, and my mummified friend as well. Wishing you all a very happy Christmas and New Year, and whatever you do at this time of year. So, why am I here? I'm here to tell you all about what I've been thinking and deciding regarding my film, which you may remember, called Bloody Students. Okay, so you'll have to forgive me for retreading old ground if you already know this, but put as briefly as possible, Bloody Students is a comedy horror film very much in the mould of Shaun of the Dead, obviously with mummies and a bunch of students. Now, it took me about 2 years to write it and get it together. I'm on I think the eighth draft, and I think it's a very funny, action-packed, and unique film. And I think it's got a heck of a lot of potential to be a really good feature film that will get like everyone talking and get some excitement going. As you will also know, last year, around February, things started to fall apart. I did do a Kickstarter campaign to try and raise £5,000 to continue going on. But just as we were about to raise the 5,000, I had a change of heart. And also there were things happening on the side of the money that we already had, which was self-funded, and the stuff we'd already filmed, and things to do with cast coming and going, that I thought it wouldn't be right to carry on with a Kickstarter, take that £5,000 minus Kickstarter's fee, 3.5 or whatever it is, and try and deliver a film, which I don't think I could deliver at the time because of so many different other things, not happening in the right way. It was not filling me with confidence, basically. So what I've done since then is shoot a short film called Mummified, using 2 of the actresses from Bloody Students and 3 of the mummies, this being one of the costumes, and now a mummy dummy, which will be seen in the film, and that sarcophagus you can see there. And that's gonna, hopefully, we'll do some festivals and stuff with that as soon as it's edited and put together. And it's looking really nice. It's looking nice, it's funny, the actresses are fantastic, the mummy guys are great, and the effects and sounds are gonna be great. So that is, it's not part of Bloody Students per se. It's a kind of a what-if story using 2 of the actresses, the 2 of the characters. But it's not directly connected to Bloody Students. It's the same kind of setup. Students versus mummies, but only 2. Anyway, the reason I'm here is you will have probably noticed in the last week or so, the final piece of the jigsaw with my last film, Offworld, now entitled Offworld Alien Planet, as you probably know, has dropped into place, which is Amazon Prime UK. We're not expecting any more big platforms like Netflix or anything like that, but it's now on streaming on Apple TV, Microsoft, Google, YouTube, Amazon UK and US and Canada. And I think if it gets rolled out anywhere else, it'll be in Europe, etc. But generally, I think that's as far as it'll go. It's doing okay. People have watched it and said, a lot of people have said they liked it a lot more than I thought. So yeah, that took, as you will remember me saying, over the last 8 years, it took 6 days to film, 1 or 2 pickup shot days elsewhere, a budget of 10,000 plus my savings on top of that, and the cast and crew working, the cast and the producers, being myself, Danny and Chris, working for free. So none of the actors in Offworld have been paid to this date. But if we ever get into the black, money-wise and views and royalties-wise, first people to get paid are the actors. Anyway, with that in mind, I've been thinking, what can I do with Bloody Students? And while I don't like the idea of being a quitter, but at the same time, I'm very much a pragmatic person who will weigh things up logically. So I could put Bloody Students on the shelf and forget about it. Or I could see if it's got some life in it. This is all like zombie puns, isn't it? But I've come to a conclusion. After shooting the short film, I thought I'm going to store all the props and the costumes and stuff for a year to see what happens in 2025. We don't know. But with the 8 years that it's taken for Offworld to get finally where it is, I don't know if 8 years is something I can throw myself into, just because of my age. I just turned 55 2 days ago. I'll be 63, 63 if Bloody Students takes 8 years to do. Now, it shouldn't take 8 years to do, but only with the right number of people and backing and funding and support and everything else. But if I'm trying to do it all on my own, which was the kind of the feeling I was getting, aside from my cast, etc., and my cameraman, it was probably never going to get done. It's probably going to take forever. The whole point of this video is to ask anyone out there, anyone who has got experience in making, producing, directing, organizing a feature film, if they'd like to come on board and give me a hand. What I mean by that is I'm quite flexible. If you're a director with a bit of a backstory, what's the word? Bit of a track record of directing feature films, doesn't matter whether they're big or small, and you'd like a crack at directing this from my script, then let's talk. If you're a producer, ideally I think you need 2 decent producers to organize everything and get everything together and look at getting it done. If you want to just help out as producers and let me direct, then we'll do it in 2025. But it would involve raising money, a lot of work behind the scenes, social media, more props, more sets, more phone calls, all this sort of organizational stuff. But if you'd like to take over the film entirely, you can even change the script if you'd like, but I would like to be included in credits as in original writer, creator, that kind of thing, just so I'm not completely kicked out, Obviously I want to benefit from it should it make any money. I don't know if it will, but if it did, I wouldn't want to be on the outsides going, I gave that away. I created it. I put a heck of a lot. I put 2 years into writing it, 8 drafts, and a heck of a lot of production work into it. The film, as it stands, as we finished in February, was fully cast. I had 2 cameos filmed already from actors from Shaun of the Dead, with another 3rd one to go, plus another couple of celebrity cameos agreeing in principle to be in the film. And I think that was a good sign. Now, the Kickstarter was a kind of indicator for me that doing everything as I was doing, running on fumes and throwing as much of my spare cash in as possible, was leaving me broke and exhausted and feeling a bit despondent. And like I say, I don't like to quit things, but I know when to quit when I'm ahead, and know when to quit when you're flogging a dead horse. Now, it's only a dead horse in terms of I didn't have enough money and enough people to help me be producers on the film. But I know out there are many smallish production groups. I've been watching you guys over the last couple of years with feature films and short films and all sorts of things. And maybe I've worked with you. Maybe I've done some work for you or with you on your films and stuff. I'm offering you the chance to take all of Bloody Students and everything I've done, all my files, all my stuff, and take it on as a film. Now, you're more than welcome to recast if you want to. You're more than welcome to change the script or the story a bit if it contains things that you think could be better or improved or need to be removed. I'm more than willing to help you do rewrites. But I'd just like to get the credit for coming up with the idea, and staying involved in that way. If you don't want me there during the filming because you've got someone else directing or you're directing yourself, fine, I'll stay away. If you do want me there, I'll do my best to turn up whenever I can and help out with props, costuming, running around, gopher-y type stuff. Because I do still think it's a great idea. It's probably one of the best things I've written to date. And it's got a heck of a lot of potential in terms of comedy and horror. And, you know, being the kind of high concept film coming from, you know, a low budget indie kind of background, because I will never make a slice of life short film that feels a bit, you know, small town everyday occurrence type film. There's plenty of stuff out there, and I find that a little bit uninspiring. I try and think cinema, excitement, fun, whatever. I know fun is a 4-letter word apparently, but that's what I like to do. So let's cut to the chase. If you are looking for a project, I'm not asking for a lump sum of money up front or anything like that, but you know, we need to talk about it, and I need to be sure that if I'm handing the project over to someone, they've got a good track record of getting these things done. They don't just want it for the sake of wanting it. If you want to just direct, if you want to just come on and produce and help me raise funds so we can get it done, my kind of mental, very bad mathematics tells me we'd need about £25,000-30,000 to get it finished, at least to get it shot. And if we can get it edited and everything else elsewhere, all the better. If the film was finished, I could offer it to my current distributors who are currently handling Off-World, or there may be other production companies or distribution companies, or you may want to go the festival circuit, excuse me, or you may want to do something else with it entirely. You know, chop it up, have it as a web series. I don't know. I can help in any way possible, or I can help in no ways at all and just hand it over as long as I'm still connected in writing. If this interests you in any way, I'm very flexible about my involvement or my non-involvement. The only thing I do kind of hope for is that whoever says they'll take it on will actually go ahead and do it, because I'm not able to as a one-man band. I do, you know, none of us want to waste anybody's time, and I don't want time wasters involved with the project when someone else could have been working on it. So that's it. That's all of it. Going forward into the new year, I've got other projects I want to do. I've got writing to do. I've got books and stuff coming out. I don't know if I'll have time to do a feature film unless there was lots of time and money available and extra people to help out. But I'd be equally happy if you're a production company or a group of people who make films, features and short films and whatever, and want a feature film basically ready-made in a nice package, ready to go. Obviously, the cast will have to decide whether they want to go ahead without me with a new company. I'm sure they will. Most actors do still want to work, and they've seen and read the script. But then again, with all these things, lots of things are interchangeable. You may want to recast. You may have your own ideas of who should be in it, who shouldn't be in it. So let me know. Drop me a line, drop me a PM, preferably. We can talk, we can do a Zoom call, you can give me on the blower, and let's talk about what could possibly be done. Because it would be a shame to have this entire idea and the amount of money I spent on it already to go to waste. If you're interested, you're interested. If you're not interested, it's fine. It will go on the shelf, unless, of course, somebody comes, you know, knocks my door and says, you're a beneficiary and you've got 30 grand, here you go, make a film. Or I win the lottery, which I don't do, by the way. So, yeah, that's what it is. If you're interested, drop us a line and we'll speak. Merry Christmas.